Mr. Small was out for a walk. He was feeling more than a little sorry for himself. It wasn't much fun being as small as he was. He sat down under a tree and closed his eyes. "I do so wish I was bigger," he sighed. "Much, much bigger," he added. Now, what Mr. Small did not know was that there was a wizard lying down on the other side of the tree. He had stopped for a snooze, and just as he had been dozing off, the wizard had overheard Mr. Small's wish. The wizard smiled to himself. Without even opening his eyes, he muttered some magic words under his breath and then went back to sleep. As Mr. Small lay there, something really quite remarkable happened. Something really quite remarkably magic. Mr. Small began to grow and grow and grow until he bumped his head on a branch. When he crawled out from underneath the tree and stood up, he was taller than the tree. Much taller. "Gosh," said Mr. Small. He could not believe his eyes. He could not believe his size. He went for a walk to try out his new size. It was wonderful. He could see over the top of everything. He leapfrogged over the trees and jumped over rivers. He gave Mr. Uppity the shock of his life. He was stronger than Mr. Strong, noisier than Mr. Noisy, and taller than Mr. Tall. He could even make his fingers meet when he put his arms around Mr. Greedy's tummy. Mr. Small had a marvelous day, and as the sun set, he lay down in a field and went to sleep. As Mr. Small slept, he shrank back to his normal size, for you see, the wizard had only cast a spell that would last one day. When Mr. Small woke up, it was dark. "What a wonderful dream," he said to himself, and got up to walk home. But he found he couldn't. He was surrounded by a wall. However, when he felt along the bottom, he discovered that he could lift up the wall. It was light outside, and when he crawled out, Mr. Small could not believe his eyes. He had been trapped underneath a hat. A hat that looked just like his own, but it was much, much bigger. "Well, I never," said Mr. Small. "Maybe it wasn't a dream after all. That sleepy old wizard had forgotten to finish off his spell properly. He had forgotten to make sure Mr. Small's hat shrank back to the right size. Mr. Small now had a 10-gallon hat. A 10-gallon hat for a pint-sized person.